It's a nice way to easily see the differences that someone has in the pelvic region that might be prohibiting or altering the way that the knee is moving in relationship to the lower leg. So even something like this, I can, just a small rotation through the knee, I can feel how the pelvis is different on this side and how I'm gonna start giving it information that I need to create the movement. Now what's really nice about this position, and now this movement can still work because you can use the ball. Normally you would come over and grab the pelvis and try and rotate, but as you can see, he's still not ready for that. I haven't really worked the chest, or for whatever reason he's not presenting. So you can very easily grab, work with the knee and work with the pelvis this way. See, again, normally you'd have to hold the knee up in this position to even get that kind of access. Here, your client now can just relax and work with it. And I can get right in there and start articulating movement in the hip joint. Now, ideally, it's been said that to give a true lesson would be do it actually in the water temperature of the body you're working on. But as you can see, my client's been on the ball this whole time, and how much more the pelvis is just going with it. And the way that the legs are allowed to be, it's very much habitually like going back to an infant stage where your pelvis is just free, there's no muscles involved. Now this is a real charm with working with the pelvis. So just by gently lifting the ball and just allowing your client to adjust to this position, because it's a new position, you can very easily just see small little movements. Now I can just go up a little bit. Same with the pelvic clock. I'm going back to 12 o'clock. I'm going down to 6 o'clock. And I can just work that out. You can see there's no habitual contractions going on by John. He's just totally relaxed. And once it's in more of that position, I can just go to 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. What you're allowing the pelvis to do in this kind of position is just really hasn't been done before. Or it would have been a lot of work. I would have had to have crossed over his legs, held it somehow, or you're getting into an area that's just private for some people. You can still see the difference, you know, the right versus the left. The left still needs to work on opening up the pelvis a tad more. And now another way of doing it is just going in and just diagonally or slanting the ball. So if you could see it a little bit better this way, see I'm just tilting the ball in, so I'm giving my left hand a bit more pressure at this point. And you can do true clocks. And now you can see how the lower back is becoming much more fluid in response to what's going on with the release in the pelvis. One comment that was made to me by one of my clients doing something like this, she said it made her feel young again, to a place where she didn't know injury. She could just play with just having to tush up a little bit. And now you really can see the changes now in the lower legs. Almost the jello sort of really reflecting what the ball's doing. And this is walking. Nice little quick movement. This is running. And you can see how the lift just changes. It gets easier for the client, and you can start going even into a little bit more depending on who you're working with. When you go high like this, you want the back to be organized. You not necessarily want to do this on the first lesson. Can't even begin to tell you how good this really feels to the client. Not that this matters. John's 69 years old, and I just want to show you just the freedom now in the hip joint that you can have. This is where people come and say, oh, I have arthritis and you can't change me, you know, or all of these little things. Now, in his case, he had Crohn's disease and was completely in remission. But I still say, when you have functioning like that going on, the fluidity coming back into the system, right now, the mitochondrial, the circulatory system, all of that's just working at a such more higher level once the pelvis opens up like this. It's not only just about, can a client put on their shoes better? They're just healthier. You can see here again, here's walking, running, and guess what? This is jumping. And with any of these lifts or anything like that, you can't see any changes in the breathing as far as, you know, the client's not holding their breath or anticipating that there's going to be pain behind this.